To be showing off is to be attracting hate. And that's what one man has done for so many years. Unfortunately, 2024 was not a lucky year for him because something unbelievable happened. He attracted the wrong hate. The government. And all this stems from the only mistake he made. He never thought about the future implications of his actions. He was always living in the present. Tobi. Now grab a popcorn and let's talk about this man because there's a lot to uncover.
Every Nigerian should be proud of me. Being in the UK, a city that is well known for pulling people down.
Some call it jealousy, some call it racism, and some call it justified. And this story begins in 1980, 11th November, Oyo State, Ibadan, Nigeria. The birth of Tobi Adegboyega. A very charismatic person, I'll tell you that. He knows how to move people. There's this one secret that he had that a lot of people overlook. Ambition. The only secret to success. And just like a lot of us in Africa, the West is actually a place where we think our dreams will come true. Well, this was no different for Tobi. In 2005, he finally got the thing that his heart desired. The stamp ink smells like new beginnings. The beginnings were new, alright, but I did not say the beginnings were easy. You cannot just move from Nigeria to the West, specifically London, and have it easy. Who are you? No!
First trying to find out what am I supposed to do in life? Like, what is UK? It's like, I was 25 when I came, so to change, to adapt was very difficult.
He then got to London, stranded, nowhere to go, nothing to do. Like, what do I do? How do I do? The only resort was to purge someone. Luckily for him, he had a cousin called John that we all know of. John Boyega. It seems like the stars aligned for Tobi, but there were more wars to be fought. 3 years later is when we will say that his life changed. Why? Because he made one decision that will change who he is forever. He's from a strong religious background in Nigeria. I mean, he's safe. He came to London stranded, but he's going. God is keeping him. So then he thought, why don't I honor God by creating a house for him? Salvation Proclaimers Anointed Church, SPAC. Yes, that's the name. And my friends, that's how the journey began. SPAC Nation. Pastor Tobi, more like Pastor to be, present. Keep this in mind. SPAC Nation's agenda is, or was, if I may, simple. Encouraging the youth, the young people to abandon the crimes and the gangs. That's a good thing, right? Considering the knife crime in London, man, you think we're in the 1500s. But SPAC's popularity grew because of Tobi's unconventional way of doing this. Listen carefully. Instead of abandoning the crimes and the gangs, how about you bring your weapons into the church? Oh, hold on. And drop them on the altar. Okay, now that's crazy. Imagine you with your eyes closed and you feel a 6'5" black man holding a machete coming close to you, going to drop a machete on the altar. Who does that?
We took more knife off the street in 1 year than the Metropolitan Police.
And note, all this was recorded. We humans like the unusual and unconventional. So as you can tell, this news spread like wildfire. The main reason? It was curiosity. What was happening in that church? Curiosity breeds interest. Now the church began to grow and grow until something significant happened. It caught the wrong attention. You know what they say, live by the sword, die by the sword. Well, in 2024, we could see this coming into fruition for SPAC Nation. But it's not in the way that you think happened. I mean, SPAC Nation has been around for 16 years, so why now? Now this is where the story gets interesting. The only reason why SPAC Nation fell is the same reason why SPAC Nation rose. Curiosity. But this time, the curiosity brought the wrong audience.
But the accounts don't explain how the lavish lifestyle of Tobi Adegboyega is being paid for.
The government. You see, Pastor Tobi likes to be present. And when I say present, I mean he wants you to feel his presence in an unconventional way.
Apartment, I can guess you stay with your mommy and daddy.
Now here's the issue here. You see, when you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do, right? So who is London the home to? The typical British. Now come here. What are the values of a typical British manner? Number one, modesty. Number two, politeness and manners. Two most important things. And if you live your life like Pastor Tobi, you are going to get investigated. See, I don't want to be the one to say the quiet thing out loud, but Pastor Tobi is. You get my point? So it is more annoying when you're showing off to who don't have what you have. You get what I mean? No one can tell when the investigations began, but we know that this investigation has been ongoing for a very, very long time. So much that there are even documentaries about this on him, which all led to one thing: fraud. As to whether it is true or not, I can't confirm. This is alleged. Take note. Quite a number of church members began to come out saying that they were duped or defrauded. Wow. Saying that loans were taken out in their names but were not given to them. Come close. They called something the trap house. Not in the definition that you're thinking right now. No. Take risks and prosper. Trap. That's creative, you ain't gonna lie. Now the risks we meant here was money. We call it sowing seed. Now I have nothing against sowing seed. It's just how the sowing seed was done. According to the documents, the victims say that they were forced to sow the seed, and also that the loans that were taken out in their names were not with their consent. And the trap house was actually a house, but it was specifically for the church members who couldn't afford basic needs, who couldn't afford anything, were homeless and all that, go and live in the trap house. But take note, once you live in the trap house, you can kiss freedom. Bye. And about the loans, like I said, the victims that were living in the trap house say that the loans were taken out in their name with the aim of them starting a business, but the money never gets to them. It goes to the church. Well, most of it is alleged. Well, Pastor Tobi has a different idea in how he makes his money, contrary to what the media is saying.
Okay, I was trying to help young people, and all of a sudden I realized that there's more to do. I have to create businesses for them. So I was a pastor, but because I'm leading young people, they don't have money like that. So I have to create businesses for them. I started with real estate, creating opportunities little by little there. Then I realized my calling is to create CEOs.
A lot of people came out to tell their story, but what really annoyed the authorities was his lavish lifestyle. They were just looking for one thing on him: evidence. And they got it. And Pastor Tobi's life is about to change. What you can see right here is a headline claiming that Pastor Tobi is facing deportation. Now the mistake that a lot of people are making is that facing deportation and deportation are two different things. Now the only way we'll be able to tell the difference is time. Oof. Well, it's not looking too good for Tobi right now. It seems like he has lost the deportation case. As to whether they are going to pull through with this, I can't tell. Now the fact of the matter here is that there are a lot of nuances involved in this situation, and there are a lot of big celebrities involved. Some who loved him, and some who are praying for his downfall. London has fallen, but not the city. A pillar in the city who has been contributing to the city, whether you like it or not. The cause of his downfall? Well, his namesake, Tobi. Now put yourself in his shoes. What is your next course of action?
Georgia, by the way you look